All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're going to react to a video that is probably going to be torture for me, but it's important. This one is from Specs Media, fellow Phoenix Suns fan, and this is called The Deserved Downfall of the Phoenix Suns. And yeah, if you've been paying attention and keeping an eye on my channel, you know, man, it's been a rough ride. We have still yet to win a championship as a franchise ever. We've been to 3 NBA finals now and lost all 3 of them. It's rough. But let's not blab on about it. Let's get right to it. As always, I'm going to leave the link to the original video in the description down below. So if you want to check it out without my commentary, it's right there for you. And for those of you who are coming along for the ride here, if you'd leave the video a like, that would really help me out. And that's all I got to say. Let's do this. 1993. Okay. Yep. This is when it all went to shit.
Yes! The Bulls take a 1-point lead and Phoenix calls for time.
Yep. Block on my man Kevin Johnson. Oh, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but this was the hardest series for me to ever watch. Because my favorite player was Michael Jordan, so I loved the Bulls. But I was a Phoenix Suns fan, obviously, born and raised in Arizona. So I'm watching. It's like I didn't know who I wanted to win. And yeah, I got to say that Suns team was so good that if we went up against anyone but Michael Jordan's Bulls, we would have won. We were killing everybody that year.
Despite having the league MVP Charles Barkley and one of the strongest teams in basketball, it was not enough to stop the Chicago Bulls from three-peating. While some people thought this was the start of the Phoenix Suns being a good basketball team, it wasn't. The following season, they lost to the eventual champion, the Houston Rockets. Phoenix, for about 10 years, just became a consistent playoff team who usually had a good regular season record. However, they could never make it back to the NBA Finals. However, there was one team that did show potential.
Yeah, that Barkley team, dude. Yeah, it was the Houston Rockets that kept kicking our ass in the playoffs after 93. I hated the Rockets for many years because of it. Mario Elie, man, I still don't like you. Nothing personal. But yeah, the kiss of death, shoot.
The 2004 Run and Gun Suns. Led by Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, and Sean Marion, they had a pretty good roster. They also had a great head coach at the forefront, Mike D'Antoni. And in 2004, we really saw the effect of this team.
See, this team was more fun to watch, but they weren't as good as the 93 team. It was all offense. Fun as hell to watch, though. Seven seconds or less.
It was electric, it was fast, and it was also efficient. It also won games. The 7 seconds or less offense was created by Mike D'Antoni to help Steve Nash run the offense a lot more efficiently. In fact, this offense did so good, it led this team to win the 1 seed. They swept the Grizzlies in the first round to no one's surprise, and they even proceeded to beat the Mavericks in the second round, making it to the Western Conference Finals. In a matchup versus the Spurs, it seemed like maybe, just maybe they could compete. San Antonio was just straight up the better team. Even though Phoenix had a great offense, their defense was subpar. As the saying goes, defense wins championships, and if anything was a testament to the saying, I think it was this series right here. The following season, the exact same thing happened. They beat the Lakers in the first round, the Clippers in the second, making it to the Western Conference Finals. Once again, when they got to the Western Conference Finals, they couldn't get the job done, losing to the Mavericks in 6.
Yeah, that Mavericks team had I believe it was Avery Johnson as their coach, and they were hardcore defensive minded. So they went from an offensive kind of run and gun offense, and next thing you know, they're a hardcore defensive team, and then they were contenders. It was a really good mix. Problem with this era Suns was we relied it's very reminiscent of the current era Suns, except for we suck now. Like, we were actually good back then, but if our shot's not going down, it's over for us because we can't play defense. So there's nothing we can do. We can't stop them from scoring. So we just have to outscore them every night. And if we have a cold night, it's game over.
After losing in 2007 to the Spurs in the first round, that basically killed the run and gun Suns. In 2007, they acquired Shaquille O'Neal during the season from Miami, which wasn't necessarily a terrible pickup considering an aging Shaq could average about 13 and 10. However, the downside of adding Shaq to this team basically ruined the pacing, hence killing the 7 seconds or less offense.
Yeah, Sean Marion is an underrated guy, not like so much as an overall basketball player, but in our Suns system, this guy was priceless to our system. Like, he set the tone for us speed-wise.
Season after season of mediocrity, that's all you could say about Phoenix. But after the departure of Steve Nash in 2012, everything would change, and not for the better.
Man, I'm sorry, I got a lot to say about this one. Jesus Christ. I knew this one was going to be hard. All right, you guys know how I felt about the Lakers back then, right? How I felt about Kobe back then? Because they were our rivals. And then to see Steve Nash go to the Lakers, man, I was so torn. Part of me wanted to see him win a championship, but then the other part of me couldn't stand to imagine him leaving us and helping the Lakers win a championship, another one, while we still haven't got our one. That was tough. And I do feel bad for what happened to Nash.
Better.
Few fans. Hopefully he's okay over there.
Dudley.
I want to see that young guy play. Especially celebrating.
Yeah, things went downhill pretty fast. Oh, what the hell's the gorilla doing? Wait, what'd I miss? What's the gorilla doing on the court? Where is he? Oh!
To everyone, this team was a joke, and I mean, how could you blame them? They not only had a terrible record, but they could not draft right. Alex Len in 2013, TJ Warren in 2014, but at least in 2015, they did something right.
Phoenix Suns select Devin Booker from the University of Kentucky.
Even though Devin Booker was a good draft pick, it didn't change how bad this team was.
Yeah.
Again, they could not draft right, taking Dragon Bender in 2016 and Josh Jackson in 2017. Coaching change after coaching change could not save this team. But I actually think one of those coaching changes that they made wasn't justified. From 2015 through 2017, Earl Watson was the head coach of the Phoenix Suns that actually showed some potential. Despite the team being bad, ownership did like the energy that he brought to Phoenix. Now, something that you guys forget about Earl Watson is even though we got a lot of shit for this team being bad, we forgot the fact that he's the reason Devin Booker was in the starting lineup.
They had just paid Eric Bledsoe and Brandon Knight $140 million combined to start in the backcourt. So by me starting Devin Booker was like, whoa, what are you doing? But I'll just
Bledsoe was supposed to be a big deal.
Saw in the backcourt when you have Brandon Knight and Eric Bledsoe, you had 2 pattern players, and people thought I was crazy. Because at Kentucky, he played as a pattern player, catch and shoot. He wasn't isolated, he came off the bench.
Now, if Earl Watson didn't start Devin Booker, God knows if he'd be the player he's become. Now, despite this team being terrible, they never got a #1 pick. But in 2018, they landed the #1 pick, and there was someone that everyone had their eyes on. DeAndre Ayton, a center from the University of Arizona, showed high potential as a traditional center, even though there was some kid from Slovenia who did look pretty great. And also, their brand new head coach had ties to this player as he was the national coach for Slovenia. Regardless, Phoenix would end up taking Ayton and even traded for Mikal Bridges later on in the draft.
Hey, Mikal Bridges was a good pickup. I'm sad to see him go for this trash that we're dealing with now. He was a huge part of our team. Man. Now he's playing in Brooklyn.
2 pretty solid picks in 1 draft. That's not too bad. And in 2019, they even started to show more promise getting Cameron Johnson from UNC after trading down from #6. Hell, they even got Dario Saric and Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, we traded
Slowly
Cam
but surely, they were building a culture. It seemed like a team that could be fun to watch, but not a team that could necessarily win. Now, 2019 was a very eventful year, starting with DeAndre Ayton being suspended for 25 games. Also, Igor was fired to no one's surprise, and they replaced him with Monty Williams. But there were some positives, as Devin Booker would be an all-star reserve after Damian Lillard couldn't play due to injury. But also, Phoenix as a team was playing better and winning some games. They had a 32-39 record at one point when all of a sudden...
Yep. And then Chris Paul comes in. How badly we needed a leader. Oh, man. Yeah. Man, 2020. Jesus Christ. What a year. there's a random one out there. We lost so many during that time. I'm a big music fan. Anybody know Neil Peart, the drummer for Rush? He was, in my opinion, the greatest rock drummer of all time. We lost him that year too.
The NBA has decided to suspend game play.
22 teams got invited to the bubble, and Phoenix just happened to be one of them. You only got invited if you mathematically had a chance to make the playoffs, and with the introduction of the play-in tournament, Phoenix would have a mathematical chance. But come on now, let's be serious. Phoenix would have to go undefeated just for a chance to make it to the play-in, which doesn't even guarantee them a playoff spot. But all they needed was a chance.
Bang.
They are learning a lot in a short
And one.
while here.
Yeah, the sky was really the limit for us at this point. It really was. And then what we did the next year, man. That was our only actual shot to win a ring. It's going to be a long time since we get back there. Or until we get back there.
Cool for me to be with y'all and watch you guys work and battle and gain the respect of your peers where you have on this trip.
Everyone had their eyes on Phoenix because of this run, but during the offseason, those eyes would only get bigger.
You know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Monty is a fantastic coach or anything, but we sure, one, played better, and two, the team chemistry was 10x compared to what it is now. Everyone was happy. Everyone got along. They were smiling, having a good time while playing basketball, and we were winning so much more. I don't know if that's like coaching strategy. I kind of doubt it, but I'm not sure. But definitely whatever Monty did set a tone in that locker room. And it was also Chris Paul, too, because we lost him at the same time. So those two people, man, I wish we can get that chemistry back.
Breaking news from the NBA. Adrian Wojnarowski, our senior NBA insider, with us. Woj, what do you have?
The big one, Chris Paul is headed to the Phoenix Suns. And now the Suns and Robert Sarver in the Western Conference, they become a real factor in this Western Conference race.
Yeah, we were contenders.
Because of this trade,
We needed a leader. Devin Booker is so young. We needed a solid leader. Chris Paul was that.
it was almost certain the Suns would at least make the playoffs. There was an effect that Chris Paul had where he could change young rebuilding teams and give them chances to succeed. Now, them just making the playoffs was an understatement. The Suns would finish the regular season with a 51-21 record and held the 2 seed. Phoenix entering the playoffs had to play the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers.
This was a rough series.
The team was hungry and they were ready.
AD was crazy.
Already happened in game 1.
Who's now got 10 points.
Oh,
Chris
yeah,
Paul is
the
down
shoulder.
in pain. Oh, boy. Holding his right shoulder up by his neck.
This would cause LA to go up 2-1 in the series, and it got to the point where Bron was just toying with this team. But then in game 4, another injury would happen.
Oh, yeah, hamstring.
He grabbed that left leg.
Yeah.
Again, it was the left knee.
Ouch.
That he sprained in game 3.
Anthony Davis went down, messing up his groin, and Phoenix would be able to tie the series at 2-2. Then in game 5, they would take that game, and now they are 1 game away from winning the entire series. Anthony Davis would return to this game, but he was just not the same, and honestly, did it matter?
Changes for the Phoenix Suns. Crowder free to find
downtown there in the second half, and it's carried over here early.
The gifted Booker. Backpedaling.
Honestly, to be fair, Specs, I think it did matter. I remember watching every single game, the entire game. AD was so good. He was so good, we had no answer for him. Ayton couldn't do a damn thing on him. So, yeah, I think it did matter because he was not playing. He was playing at like maybe 65%. So it was a good thing. It was a damn good thing for us.
The Suns in the game 5 got into the paint. Now they're knocking down their shots with confidence and depth.
Here we go with Booker. Another three. Paul. Here comes Booker. Had 33 at halftime. Got the screen, long three. And here comes Chris Paul. And the Phoenix Suns will give it to Booker with a drive and a season high 47.
Same franchise.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, the only person left from that team is Devin Booker, including the coaching staff. Correct me if I'm wrong down low. I don't know anybody else who's still here.
Lakers in a game 6, getting back in the postseason, beating the defending champions.
The Suns had done it, but that was just the beginning.
All right, to be fair, this year, Jamal Murray was injured. And I had no idea how good they were as a full unit until he came back.
The Suns.
I was a little worried when I saw Chris Paul crying about and celebrating so hard about getting into the finals. I was really, really worried at that point that we were celebrating way too early.
Almost after 20 years had made it back to the NBA Finals. Everything was lining up for this team to win their first NBA championship. The Suns would go up 2-0 in the series, and they looked unstoppable. But then Giannis happened.
Yeah. Oh, man. You guys remember the Chick-fil-A thing? After they win the title, and he goes and orders a 50-piece chicken minis. And he's got his MVP trophy in the car. Yeah. We could not guard you. If I've ever seen a dude earn his championship, it was Giannis and Dirk Nowitzki. Those two guys freaking earned it. Man. I wanted to hate the Bucks and Giannis, but I can't. I respect them. But it broke my heart. Yeah, they shocked us. They shocked the world. I wonder what the, let me know down low in the comments.
It was sad that Phoenix couldn't get it done.
What was the spread on that, gambling-wise?
Especially with them right there. But on the bright side, it seemed like there was momentum here. Coming into the 2022 season, Phoenix wanted to show the year before wasn't a fluke. The entire core would return, and Phoenix was on a mission. Phoenix dominated as the season went on and ended the season with a 64-18 record, good enough for the first seed. Everyone thought it was the Suns' year.
We came back with a better record. We were playing solid.
Was locked in, the team was on fire, and it looked like nothing was going to get in the way. In round 1, they had a matchup versus the 8-seeded Pelicans, and it was surprising how close the series was. New Orleans actually tied the series at 2 at one point, and it looked like Phoenix could get it upset in the first round. However, after some Chris Paul heroics in game 6, they officially move on to play the Mavericks. Now,
yeah, so the Mavericks. Luka. This is when I found out Luka was a freaking assassin.
the Mavericks was supposed to be an easy team to beat to make it back to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, should have been.
They actually would start the series up 2-0 and were firing on all cylinders. Nothing was going to get in the way of them making it back to the Western Conference Finals, but that's until he
Do it, Specs. Do it. Yeah. Yep. This is one of those situations, don't poke the fucking bear. Because this is what happens. And don't talk shit before you finish a job. Because this happens. We got too cocky.
the narrative all of a sudden was changing. They went from a team to root for that everyone loved and wanted to succeed. But then because of the Maverick series, they got the narrative of being a team full of frontrunners. It's why them losing
Yeah, Luka wanted to kill Devin Booker. And he did on the court.
seems so damn satisfying to a lot of people. Now, 2023 had a very weird start for Phoenix. Robert Sarver, the longtime owner of the Suns, was going through controversy. After it was found out that he had said the N-word multiple times, it was creating a toxic work environment. His time with the team was running low. Finally, in the middle of the season, on December 20th, the Suns had a brand new owner. Mind you, this move wasn't made official until February 7th. And yes, that is going to be a very important date in this timeline. But regardless, Matt Ishbia had bought the team for about $4 billion, and there was a brand new era in Phoenix.
Yeah. So we had that core, right? You saw our team. And I told you that the only person left is Devin Booker. It starts right here.
Now, this is a very important date for Suns fans, and you'll see how later this might have been the beginning of the end. Now, new owners love to come in on the scene, try to make a big splash. I mean, Ishbia carried himself a little bit different compared to the other owners. For one, he was on the younger side at the age of 43 years old, but he also had a laid-back type of tone. Now, it didn't take long for Ishbia to do something remarkable.
James
now,
Jones,
back during the offseason, there were some rumors that Kevin Durant wanted to go to Phoenix. The only reason this trade never happened is because the team didn't want to give up Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson.
And we shouldn't have done it. We should not have done it. Bridges is going to be, actually Bridges and Cam are both going to be great players for the next 15 years. KD's got what? I mean, he's already past his prime, so what's left? And he's a max player. Not worth it.
I'll flash forward to February 9th, now things are a little bit different. With an aggressive mindset, Matt Ishbia made the trade that Robert Sarver couldn't.
Kevin, after the Kyrie Irving trade last week, conversations between Kevin Durant, Joe Tsai, the owner in Brooklyn, Sean Marks, their GM.
Yeah, the only one that we were happy to see go was Crowder, because Crowder was having some issues. He was refusing to play. I don't even know how you can be allowed to do that without paying fines and penalties. It's so messed up. But yeah, he was refusing to play, so I couldn't wait to get rid of him. But Cam and Mikal,
move toward the idea
man,
that if there was a deal that could be done in Phoenix, that Kevin Durant would certainly be open to it. The new owner in Phoenix, who just was approved last week, he wanted to get Kevin Durant.
Phoenix have now put themselves in a win-now situation because of this trade. Despite Durant taking a while to make his debut for Phoenix because of a small injury.
Dude, that was in the pregame warm-up. I'll never forget that. I was so hype. We were all so hype getting ready to watch him debut. And then that happens, man.
Yeah, during warm-ups, when the team played together, they did look good. Coming into the playoffs as a 4th seed, it seemed like Phoenix was a dark horse contender. In round 1, they beat the Clippers in 5 games, and they moved on to play the Denver Nuggets, who were the team to beat that year. After going down 2-0 in the series, it seemed like Phoenix was just gonna lose. But we've seen this play out before. Phoenix actually won 2 games and tied the series. Denver would win game 5, but now Phoenix had a chance to tie the series.
What really changed was, okay, Cam and Mikal were both great defenders on our team, and we lost them. KD's not a great defender, so we got more offense, and we got rid of all of our defense, essentially. Yeah.
Was there any hope for this team at this rate?
Was
no.
payback.
During the offseason, we saw Matt Ishbia even being more aggressive, trading Chris Paul for Bradley Beal. Also getting Frank Vogel right after firing Monty Williams. Chris Paul and Monty Williams were the reason this team did so well. They changed the culture in Phoenix. They went from a rebuilding team to a team that could contend. But did that matter to this brand new owner? Nah.
We had unity. And that unity came from losing together and then eventually winning together and then losing. You know, there was a bond and we just blew it all up.
Then he turned his back on the culture and made questionable trades. After Phoenix got swept in the first round by Minnesota, once again being embarrassed in front of everyone, it showed nothing is going to change. Because of one man, this team is in NBA hell.
I can't believe we got swept. I still can't believe it. Minnesota's the real deal. But I can't believe we got swept. Like, that's so embarrassing. We couldn't even pull off one win.
Draft picks, no cap space, and a core of players that may never win an NBA title.
We have no future draft picks. We're so screwed. I mean, just for the sake of rebuilding at this point, I kind of hope we trade Kevin Durant for some first round draft picks in the future. we need something.
See this team that had so much potential go out as sad as they have. It's the Suns. What else should we expect?
Yeah.
56 years of disappointment and coming up short.
Yep.
Some downfalls are sad to see and others are satisfying. And I think if you ask most people, they say this is great to see. Now with Phoenix coming back with the same core, maybe this will be the year.
Man, what a good video. Man, Specs, your quality is fantastic in this video. How many views you got, bud? 2.1. Man, you deserve so many more views. Yeah, go check out Specs if you like what you see here. He definitely deserves some more views. This is a fantastic video. And as a Phoenix Suns fan, I'll tell you, it tugged on all the heartstrings and it told the damn truth. So, yeah, I don't know what to say other than what I said throughout the video. It's heartbreaking. It's hard to talk about because it's still happening, and we're so screwed for the unforeseeable future at this point. But anyways, everybody, hope you liked the video. Leave it a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. I'd appreciate it. And let me know what you thought down below. We'll have a conversation about it like we always do. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching me go down a painful memory lane. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. I'll try and do a happy video tomorrow. All right, peace out.